In today's conversation, I want to do a comparative analysis about three native ads networks. Okay, so we have Taboola, OUTBRAIN, and REVCONTENT. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sturdy Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to actually do a comparative analysis, okay, when we talk about native ads platforms. So we are speaking about Taboola, OUTBRAIN, and REVCONTENT. So I want to start first with OUTBRAIN. So when you think about OUTBRAIN, they were actually founded in 2006. Okay, so in terms of supported models, they do CPC, CPM. Okay, their payment terms, you have net 60 or net 90. Okay, the minimum payment threshold is $50. And what we love, the fact that they support a lot of languages. So you have English, French, German, Hebrew, Italian, Japanese, Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, and Swedish. Okay, they do real-time reporting. This is really good. And they actually they don't ask you to have a minimum traffic to actually qualify your website. This is kind of important. And one thing I want to say here is that they are one of the most popular sponsored content platforms. Okay, so they help publishers earn revenue through the content sponsored on their website and boost their traffic by advertising their content on different websites. Okay, and one thing you need to understand is that if you want to leverage native advertising to monetize your website, OUTBRAIN is a great platform for you. Okay, and so what kind of solutions do they have for publishers? Well, they have videos, they have smart feeds, they have an optimization engine, they have a native ad server. Okay, this is really important. So what are the pros and cons of OUTBRAIN? Here are the pros. They have a unique monetization method, easy installation, innovative solutions, multiple targeting options. This is really important. This is one of their fortes. They are easy to use. They have an easy to use interface. They help increase views and sessions. Okay, they provide you with exposure, with increased exposure to quality content. They have high quality traffic. Okay, they have excellent customer service. We have tested their customer service. Fantastic. They have a large site network, and they're compatible with Google AdSense. Very important. What about the cons? Well, they do provide relatively lower earnings. They have delayed reporting, and they do native formats only. The thing you have to understand is that when you think about OUTBRAIN, I want you to think about an all-in-one solution that actually is constantly innovating. They're constantly innovating, not only for publishers but also for website visitors. Okay, so this is really important. Now, if you want to get started with OUTBRAIN, the process is very simple. They're not complicating things for you. You just need to fill out a form. Okay, they have a contact us form on their website. So once you actually fill out that form, someone from the sales team will get in touch with you to take things forward. Okay, and you can start monetizing your website after your website gets approved. It's not really that complicated. Okay, now the approval, however, depends on whether or not your website meets the criteria. Okay, so so they have a specific criteria for publishers depending on the website that you have. And one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about the in terms of publisher requirements, they have actually sometimes they want you to have traffic minimums 10 million monthly US articles page views, but those are for the big publishers. Okay, but for you specifically, you need to fill out the form and somebody will get back to you. Now, they do have some prohibited publisher content because they're trying to gate, they're trying to put some gates around the content that they publish on their networks, which makes sense anyway. And this is a big company. They don't want to start having crappy content on their network. So they don't want anything to do with adults, alcohol, financial services, gambling, games, context, sweepstakes, health services, subscriber-only content, pornography, weaponry, illegal drugs or tobacco, non-government approved pharmaceuticals and supplements, malware, hate, scams, bad user experience. They don't want that, okay? And one thing you need to understand here is that they have gazillions of blogs. They have over 100,000 blogs and websites, okay? This is important. And if you want to have a sampling of their publishers, think about the New York Post or Slate. Okay, it's very important. And one thing I want to say here also is that they have a publisher reporting and admin control panel, which is really good. And the control panel is very simple, very user friendly. The reporting is great. Okay, now one thing we think they need to improve on is the sophistication of the reporting. Right now it's basic. Okay, sometimes it is delayed, but they need to fix that. And in terms of payments, actually, they do not actually share the publisher's share of revenue or the payment methods available. But one thing I can tell you for a fact is that we have researched this company for 9 months, and what we have seen overall is that they actually they are pretty legit. They actually they'll work with you, and if you have to actually work with them, make sure that you first start with the rep, fill out the form, and have someone call you so you can explain everything you need from them. The second player I want to review today in terms of native advertising is Taboola. Okay, so when you think about Taboola, I want you to really think about the fact that they have been around since 2007. Okay, and they're very easy to implement. They have intuitive reporting. Okay, and one thing we don't like about their content is that their sponsored content units appeared spammy. They have to work on that. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that they are pretty good though in terms of their publisher requirements. They want you to have minimum 500,000 monthly page views. Okay, and but once you have that, you're good to go. And so in terms of offer types, they have CPC, so cost per click. Okay, and they have a lot of actually they have over 1,200 of the world's leading publishers. We're talking about Forbes, NBC sponsors, NBC Sports rather, NBC Sports, New York Times, TMZ, USA Today. So those are biggies, all right? Okay. And the thing you need to understand here is that when we talk about the publisher reporting and admin control panel, is very advanced, very user friendly as well. Okay. And so you have the control panel that allows you to actually to navigate the whole system. It's very simple, but at the same time it has all the features you need. The reporting, in terms of reporting for Taboola, you have two types of reporting. So you have revenue summary, and then you have a interaction funnel. Okay, so revenue summaries can actually be displayed by date, placement, country, or platform. In other words, are you talking about desktop, smartphone, or tablets? Okay, several metrics are available to display, including page views, CTR, clicks, CPC, RPM, and total revenue. So reports can be customized by any dates. Okay, so the interaction between the funnel reports are also available by date, placement, country, or platform. Okay, very important. And those funnel reports show more detailed stats about visibility rate, mouse over rate, and click-through rate on your widget placement. Okay, so overall reporting is very easy to use and has pretty much everything you could ask for. So this is really important. And one thing, their payment terms, we're speaking about net 35. So you have to be really careful about that, and you just have to be patient with them. Okay, they don't pay as often as possible or as quickly as possible, but it is what it is. So in terms of their publisher requirements, they just want you to have 500,000 monthly page views. Nothing complicated, 500,000. Now, all websites must be approved by Taboola before they can sign up for an account. Okay, so there are no content requirements for publishers. However, you must meet the minimum traffic requirements I just gave you. And one thing I want to say also is that you need to be clear about what kind of model you want to support. They support right now. They support CPV, CPC, CTR, and CPA. Okay, and their payment method is Payoneer. Okay, their supported language is only English, unfortunately. But in terms of reporting, Taboola's management and analytics dashboard backstage provide access to revenue reporting, audience development, organic content analytics, and editorial controls. Okay, and they have about 230,000 websites in their network. Okay, and one thing with Taboola, if you are a publisher on Taboola, you can actually build new audiences. Okay, so we're talking about having access to actionable editorial insights, having optimized paid acquisition or audience exchange. So Taboola allows publishers to receive more traffic by exchanging existing traffic with third-party sites and partners. So this is really good. And so you can engage users and ensure that they keep coming back. Okay, so we're talking here about recirculation, we're talking about organic video growth, and we're talking about personalization. Okay, you can monetize different platforms, whether we're speaking about sponsored content or sponsored video. So everything is possible here. Here are the pros of Taboola. Templates are suitable for mobile web monetization. They do audience targeting, segmentation, and retargeting. And as a publisher, you can track traffic on traffic and conversion rates. You have comprehensive reporting. Okay, you have a vast audience reach and emphasis on brand awareness, and Taboola allows users to filter and block content. What about the cons? Well, they have an unorganized UI. There's no free trial and only one payment method, which is Payoneer. So this could be problematic, especially if you cannot go through Payoneer to get paid or to pay someone. This could be a problem. I want to review now the third player into this conversation. We have REVCONTENT. Okay. And REVCONTENT, one thing you need to think about is that REVCONTENT has been around since 2013. So they are actually the latest, they are the youngest in all the three that we have reviewed today. Okay. But one thing you need to understand is that with REVCONTENT, you have a lot of cool stuff, And they are growing constantly. They are growing every day. They are kicking ass. Okay. And they have high paying big advertisers. This is really good. They have a great network for mobile publishers. You can even monetize apps with their ads. Okay, they have the best rates in the industry. They give publishers full control over ads displayed on the sites. This is really good. You have an accurate and transparent real-time reporting system, a great support team, and low minimum monthly threshold of just $50. So those are really good. And they have functional widgets that are even customizable, and they actually so this is really good. And one thing I want to say here is that when it comes to REVCONTENT, small-time bloggers and publishers cannot join due to high minimum traffic requirements. Okay, they have many restrictions, and you agree that REVCONTENT may require a financial accounting and inspection of your books and records, including access to your computer databases in order to verify and corroborate financial information regarding the relationship. So really, this is kind of crazy, but this is what REVCONTENT is about. Okay, in terms of traffic minimum, 50,000 to 80,000 visitors per month. Okay, the publisher language requirements English. Okay, and so that's what it is. And in terms of prohibited content, everything that's pornographic, adults, obscene, abusive, libelious or illegal, they don't want that. They really don't want that. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about their company stats, they were founded in 2013. Okay, the ownership is private though, and they're based in Sarasota, Florida. Okay, and so you can contact them. In terms of advertising and offers, they do native ads, widgets, and sponsored content. Okay, their offer types CPC and CPM, and so this is kind of cool. And one thing I want to say here is that in terms of their payment terms, net 45, they pay through PayPal though. Okay, and the minimum payment threshold is $100. Okay, $100. You do have a personal account manager, which is really good, and you can reach support via email, phone, or ticket system. One thing I also want to do here, I want to talk about when it comes to the pros and cons of Taboola of REVCONTENT. So pros. The native ad network provides responsive widgets that can adapt to both web and mobile platforms. Okay, they give you full control over ads that appear on your website. They provide high rates ranging from $3 to $40. They have highly customizable widgets. Okay, well, I love that. We really love the fact that you can actually monetize mobile apps. I've said this before, but it is big. Okay, and so the support team is friendly and quite helpful. Okay, so this is really good. And what about the cons? A few cons here. It's not easy to be on REVCONTENT if you are a small-time publisher. Okay, and the ad network has a number of restrictions and very high standards, which is why they only accept 6% of publisher applications. Think about that, 6%. Okay, so how do you join REVCONTENT? Well, you just register and sign up. You go to their website, you want to register and sign up. You want to review actually the information. So after you filled out all the required information and submitted it, you have to wait for REVCONTENT's publisher team to review your application due to the high volume of applications submitted. Okay, so we have seen in our experience that it took about 7 days. So on average, it takes 7 to 10 business days for them to review your application. They'll get back to you. So once they get back to you, you can start making money. So REVCONTENT will provide you with a number of ad types you can try. You can start by choosing based on which ad types is better for your traffic. Okay, but what I want to say here is that their payment method. So we have PayPal, of course, but they do also pay through ACH and wire transfer. The payment terms net 50. Okay, the minimum payment threshold $100. In terms of supported language, they support every language. Every language. And in terms of the ad formats that REVCONTENT offers, you have sponsored content. Okay, you have an email newsletter, you have Google AMP, you have a video also. Yeah, video ads are highly scalable, and REVCONTENT claims higher CPMs with this ad formats. So this is really good, and we love the fact that you also have a lot of unique features. You have revenue uplift is guaranteed. You have unique first-party demand. You have content recommendation technology that is lighter and faster, and you have granular brand safety. So this is really good. I'll be right back. Without this, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We also having a conversation today about Taboola, OUTBRAIN, and REVCONTENT. And I want to talk a little bit about how to choose a native ad network. This is really important. Now, what are native ad network anyway? Well, native ads are paid advertising that looks a lot like content you see on the web. They don't look like obvious banner or display ads, so people are more likely to click on them. Okay. Think about it. People are exposed to between 4,000 to 10,000 ads a day. So because audiences are constantly bombarded with ads, it's getting easier to tune them out and scroll right past them without a second thoughts. So if you have a native ad, you are increasing the possibility of being clicked on. Okay. So when we talk about native ads, we are speaking about in-feed ads. We are speaking about paid search. We are speaking about content discovery. We are speaking about promoted listings. Okay, now this is really important. So in-feed ads means that those ads show up as branded content next to other content on the site. Okay, paid search will show up on search engine apps result pages at the top. Okay, and for content discovery, those ads appear as recommended content at the bottom of web pages and look similar to content already on the page. Okay, and for promoted listing, this is kind of similar to what you have on eBay, on Amazon. Okay, now you can use more than one network to expand your reach. You don't have to actually stick to one network only. Okay, so in today's conversation, we spoke about OUTBRAIN, Taboola, and REVCONTENT. You can be on all three of them. Yeah. Okay, now you want to think about which publishers do you want the ads to appear on. Yeah, this is based on your audience. You can talk about what targeting features are available. Also, can you retarget customers? and also what tracking and data analysis is available to help adjust and plan for future campaigns. So the bottom line here is that you have to be in a situation where you are in total control. You know whether the native ads that you actually, the native ad platform that you want to have, the network that you want to have, is compatible with your products, is compatible with your current, I would say, your current traffic, your current store traffic. So those are important elements you want to pick, you want to have now. So you don't say sign a contract for 5 years and that is detrimental for you, a contract that is not favorable to you. Okay, now let me just talk to you a little bit about the fact that when we talk about native ads, and let's specifically talk about those three players, OUTBRAIN. What are some of the platforms that use their services? Okay, so for OUTBRAINs, you have the New York Post, the Daily Telegraph, Fortune, Time, CNN, US Weekly, Fast Company, Mashable, the Wall Street Journal, and the Guardian. Okay, it's a little harder to get started on OUTBRAIN because they require the sites have at least 500,000 monthly viewers in order to use their services. Okay, so this is something you need to think about. For Taboola, you have actually a lot of websites that use their services. You have Daily Mail, USA Today, MSN, AOL, Bloomberg, and NBC. Okay, but besides those two, you also have ZergNet. Okay, so they are on Time Incorporated, CBS, IAC, NBC, Viacom, News Corp, okay, Warner Brothers, Rolling Stones, and About.com. Okay, you also have Google Native. With Google AdSense, you can create native in article and in feed ads that look just like the content around them. So this is really good. You also have the Yahoo Gemini native, okay, that allows you to have search ads, image ads, video ads, mail ads, and whatnot. So what I'm talking about native ads, the sky is the limit. The first step is getting the most out of your native ads is to know your audience. It's very important. You got to know your audience. Okay, so whether you actually meet your audience through Taboola, through REVCONTENT, or through another player in the industry, it's totally important to understand that you want to zero in on your audience. Okay, so who are they? Those are questions you got to ask. What are their demographics? This is really important. What are they interested in? Okay, where do they spend time online? Because it's important. It's important to know where they hang out at so that you can be there too, right? It's very important to actually match their online location with your online marketing campaign. One thing I want to say here is that when we talk about native ads in general, it's all about timing. It's really about timing. It's really about being there when it's needed so that you can actually score your points and just get out of there. Okay, so this is really important. And one thing I want to say before actually closing to this conversation, please always contact either platform before you make a decision. Contact REVCONTENT. You want to contact Taboola. You want to contact OUTBRAIN. Thank you so much for your attention. After comparing and contrasting Taboola, OUTBRAIN, and REVCONTENT, our pick is OUTBRAIN. Our score for OUTBRAIN, 9.7 over 10. Our score for Taboola, 9.2 over 10. Our score for REVCONTENT, 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.